Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby. I'm with co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing all right, as best as I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, how you doing today?
Well, I'm struggling with the whole POAI thing. I put this situation in. There's certain things that we are in control of, certain things that we're not in control of, and what happened yesterday and is out of my control. So the best thing I can do, this is how I've run my life, my businesses, and it's like figure out what I'm in control of and try to make a decision regarding that. And I'm not happy. I feel like I have to go and punch the clock and find a way to make back a shitload of money that we lost yesterday.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough, and it's mentally. It's like I wasn't able to trade yesterday. I'm not trading again today. I think mentally it's just very challenging to see that red in my accounts from this, and I'm hoping that the May 24th investor meeting brings us some positive news, and we get a little bounce here.
And speaking of that May 24th investors meeting, like you guys need to show up and be ready with some questions. You know, the questions that you've been wanting to ask them. I mean, here's your chance again. Like before, when this thing was in that 60 cents, 70 cents range, you know, I was like, man, I'm starting to feel like I'm bag holding, but now my ass is bag holding. I'll admit that I'm freaking bag holding, and it pisses me off now. I never thought it would go down to this level. And you know, even though it was one person who sold off a fat ass position yesterday, pre-market, really though, I mean, it's their money, it's their decision, but it crushed the rest of us. And truth be told, had they not done it, somebody else would have done it.
Right.
Somebody else would have done it. You know, guys, this is why it does come down to you need to understand what these certain filings or offerings actually mean. The S3 for predictive has been open since at the end of last April, and then it went into effect. I can't remember how much longer later on, but when an S3 goes into effect, when they're trying to raise money by selling shares, you know, predictive. I mean, that filing said for predictive that they was wanting to raise up to $200 million. And I think the time frame it gave them was up to 3 years, I believe. Don't quote me on the time frame, but I think it was up to 3 years. And at any point, they could sell those shares without needing a vote from the shareholders. This is what we voted for, guys. That S3 was to bring in institutions. And when someone saw the word offering, I mean, they just let that shit loose. I mean, I can pull it up on I looked at it, and I can pull it up on the 15-second chart on TradingView, and you can see that, man, when they tried to let it loose, mere seconds, they were trying to get the hell out, and then it looked like they were ending their order and then just slamming the order again just to get the shit to sell. And that's how it dropped over 40%. And that's what happens when you have a lot of shares and you try to sell something pre-market when there's no volume. There's no one there to pick up those shares. And those market makers, they'll put those orders way down low, because if they get you to make an emotional reaction and sell for just whatever, they'll be more than happy to pick that shit up for a lot cheaper. And there's a lot of people, a lot of market makers or whoever, who got that shit for a 40 to 45% discount yesterday.
So yesterday it traded over 9 million shares.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying the market makers are holding a position in POAI at around 40 cents right now?
Oh, for sure. The high frequency traders, like all that consolidation yesterday, the entire day, really, when it was just like just giving us all that volume, but it wasn't even moving at all. That's just high frequency traders. They're rotating everything, and they make their money off the commission. The difference in between those fractions of a cent. Like they don't care. Like so they racked up, and how it works is when people are selling, high frequency traders are buying. They have to buy. That's how they work. And when retail traders are selling, when retail traders are buying, that's when they're selling. So they're doing the opposite of us. That's how their algorithms are set up. So all that yesterday, all that churn that was going on, that was just them just raking in commissions, flipping fractions of a cent, and man, they probably made a few $1 million off of that. Just turning it over and over and over. And that's the game that they play. Everybody here, there are so many. If you think of the stock market like a pie, there are so many thin slice little pieces, and every little piece is a category of what type of trader you are. And retail traders, we're our own little thin slice who gets really shitted on in the end, and everybody else they do their own thing. So to answer that question, I've seen a couple people ask it, why all that volume and it wasn't moving. That's just high frequency traders, their algorithms doing their thing, just turning shares over and over and over. And usually that accumulation usually ends up being, in my experience, watching stocks, usually a couple days worth of that before, there's a breakout. Now, I would like to say that I would not think that predictive would go down much lower, but I didn't think it would go this low anyways. So there is always that possibility that it could go lower. And as a trader, you should understand that with every stock. But yeah, this one, the shit yesterday, it irked me. Kind of just, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel jaded. I feel like.
Well, I think one of the things that one of my observations in this process is working with you. You pride yourself in doing the due diligence homework on these picks. When you look at over the last year and a half, 2 years, there's been a lot of great successful wins. Obviously, this goes in the L category where we're at right now. But you did a deep dive. You did a major deep dive on this company. Like it was like 30, 45 days of dig into it, researching it, kept talking to me and Johnny about it. And then to the point that you even had a private with the investor relations director and Bob and Mel had a phone call and they answered a lot of your questions one-on-one. And we got the vote, from a no to a yes.
And that's actually what opened up the communication for all, a lot of our members emailing them. And all those members, like, I know some of y'all are out there denying it. You can't deny it. Like a lot of you guys who I've seen, and I see a lot of y'all. I won't lie. I see a lot of y'all. There's no point in me even commenting on it because, hey, you can't change ignorance. If I'm just gonna be honest here, but some of the people who are complaining and trying to take shots at me, trying to take shots at the company and whatnot, y'all heard it straight from the horse's mouth as well. So, I had no control of this. Like Bob and Mel actually promised me that what happened yesterday wouldn't happen. That's why that shit caught me off guard. Not gonna lie, caught me off guard completely. It is what it is. Now, going back to the research, I researched the hell out of this, and everything that I researched, there's a filing on it or a report, and I've presented that to everybody. And if you read that information, if you read those reports, which, it's not somebody just making this crap up. These are people who are legally bound to report this correctly, including predictive oncology. Now, if anybody does fabricate any information, then eventually it's going to be exposed. I mean, there's, we ain't talking OTC, guys. Like, this is not the OTC. This is the NASDAQ. And the SEC, they will ignore a lot of shit that happens in OTC because, I mean, I hate to say it, like, in their world, it's small potatoes. It's not small potatoes to the retail traders who get, tore upside down there. But in a NASDAQ, that's the cream of the crop, guys. Predictive POAI is a NASDAQ listed company, and they're held to a higher standard with their regulations. And while that I do feel like I was bullshitted on some stuff, there is those filings and reports, that's out there, for the SEC and whatnot. Now, chances are, like, I mean, not chances are, but like, let me back up a second. Like, I don't believe that they lied, in the terms of like what they're doing with their research and whatnot, but they are slow. And that is aggravating the hell out of me. It's one of the reasons why we're in this situation. And like I've mentioned before, and this goes back to last year, this has went way beyond my timeline, but it's just one of those situations where, like, I mean, I feel so confident in it because of the research. And, let's just say, to play devil's advocate here, let's just say that the research was bullshit. Well, if that's the case, then I'll have to cross that bridge when I get to it. But as it stands right now, that research is official. I mean, and NASDAQ listed companies, while there are some who will lie about shit like that, man, it's so hard for them to get away with it. And really, like, most of them, and I ain't saying that predictive is lying. I'm not saying that at all. And I know, and this is what I hate about people, tuning in and listening. They pick and choose what they want to hear, and they'll take a couple words and they'll form their own little narrative. But with any company, if they do lie, especially like a NASDAQ listed company, it's eventually going to come out and they're going to pay the price. And, again, I don't think that's the case here. The reasoning for the financing yesterday, I personally, it's easy for me to say that I disagree with it because I'm sitting out here and I don't know what's going on internally. And I can't know what's going on internally because that's material information. That would be insider trading. And so we can only go off of what is publicly released to us. And so, everything that I've, pushed out to y'all, everything that you have researched on your own for those who have researched or even read the information, like that 68-page report. I mean, it wasn't shit I made up. It's all out there. It's public information. But yeah, so I mean, it's easy. I mean, I can say that I feel like it's bullshit what happened yesterday. I don't know what's going on internally. Thought I can hear some backfeed or whatever.
Can you still hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
I muted it because I had a cough with it. There's nothing changed on this end.
All right. But going back to what I was saying was, yeah, like, I don't know. There are a lot of questions that I do have for them, and these questions do need to be answered during that investors call. For instance, like, why do you need to raise funds now, regardless of the excuse of, hey, in case if the markets dry up, we need to capitalize on this opportunity while we can, if we have an economic pullback. But why would you need to raise funds when you already have 25 million cash on hand and your product is 92% accurate? That's my big question. So, and I know they're trying to say that this is to help with like commercialization and all that, but good Lord, guys, like, come on, predictive, like, let's fucking do something here. Like, shit, we've been kicking this can down the road for so long now, and you know they have made some changes, but damn, they've done it at a turtle's pace, in my opinion.
So one of the things you and I talked about earlier was that there's a couple options on the table. One is that you just buckle in and we ride it out. Another option is, and I've seen some people, they're averaging down based on their financial picture, their financial value, and they're adding to their position, which is a possibility if that's something that someone to choose. The third option, which is a really sad option, is to sell at an all-time low. And there's obviously with 9 million shares yesterday traded, I think there's probably some retail traders, probably some of our members that probably close their position, and check the box and wants to move on, which saddens us, as we talked about. Personally, I'm buckling in. I'm committed to this. If the price targets that we're talking about, the $4 to $6 range happens, and if it happens, even if it happened a year from now, it would still be a very profitable trade. I'm not saying it's going to happen a year from now. I'd be very, very disappointed, be frustrated. But when I look at the big picture and I put that math to work for me, that would not be a bad situation. So I am buckled in and going to ride this out.
Yeah. I mean, I even brought it back up to Bob yesterday, when I was questioning him. I was like, what happened to all these deals that are on the table? He's like, oh, we still have deals on the table. I'm just like, I just stopped asking damn questions at that point. I was just like, this ain't getting me nowhere. It's not like I'm going to get any information, like, hey, James, we're getting a deal that's going to drop today or whatever, So, yeah.
We're about 10 minutes to market.
It's Todd, it's like I said, like, and to be honest, guys, like for everybody who's attacking us, especially attacking me, like, come on, guys. Come on. It's freaking ridiculous. Like, if you read all the research, you would understand why I feel so confident about predictive oncology. I mean, don't get me wrong. This share price is BS. And it is painful. But to sit there and attack me and another company, man, come on. Honestly, that's unfair to me. And, like, would you want me to come and pop up on social media for your place of employment, talk shit about you? But I promise you, I will. I promise you, I've done it before to people.
Flip that burger quicker. Come on. Don't let that burger burn.
Hey, I've had people straight up tell me, you can't figure out who I am. And next thing you know, that person is begging me because I just changed their life.
I can vouch for that. Multiple times I've seen him do that, which is,
I don't screw with people until people screw with me. But when I have to screw with somebody, you've heard this before, I'm all in, and I'm not stopping until I win. That's just me, guys. But yeah, honestly, guys, like, come on now. Like, it's completely horseshit that you, like, how am I supposed to know that they're going to sell some shares in this private placing at this price level when they promised that would not happen? Now, the price going up, let's just say this was a $4 stock and they doing it. That would make sense. That's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, I can't, as a company, I can't wrap my mind around like why they have 25 million cash on hand, sold shares to institutions, which we did vote on that for them to be able to do that. But they sold shares to institutions at that price range. If anybody has an idea, please let me know, because I don't know.
Here, let me share this final thought. Chuck 530 posted this. I think this is really important. You and I talked about this. They have about 25 million shares on $25 million cash on hand.
Mm-hmm.
68 million shares times 0.40 equals around 27 million. So the share price right now equals the cash they have on hand.
And that's not even talking about any of the other shit.
Yeah. So I mean, that when I process this and think about this, I'm not happy. I feel like it's the way it's gone down is not good. But at the end of the day, I know that I believe that this is going to do something much greater than 40 cents, much greater, because they've got patents. They got this 92% AI predictive technology. Like, yeah. So I'm in it. I'm in it to win it, as they say.
They need to get their shit together, and quickly. I mean, we're all freaking tired of this shit. But yeah, like I mean, like I just said, like I can't wrap my mind around the strategy of like what they're doing, and then going into this investors call, like man, they better, I don't know, either pull something out of their back ends or hell, I don't, you know what, I don't even know. Like I said, their strategy just doesn't make sense to me. This is for a NASDAQ listed company. This is, I don't want to say it's unheard of, but it's unheard of for me. Like, you know, this is the first time I've experienced something like this in a NASDAQ listed company. But I mean, I'm stuck in this bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I am stuck like Chuck, whatever that means. That's a saying in the South. I don't know. But yeah,
I think it's a Charles Barkley reference into his gambling issues.
oh jeez, well that was the wrong quote to use then.
I could be wrong though. We are about 5 minutes out.
Oh man, hold on a second. So when I said stuck like Chuck, that's not a reference about 19 Chuck 68, by the way.
Well,
All right, guys. Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, we're stuck in a pickle here. I'm hoping, and I hate to say this, I hate to use the word hope because hope is not a strategy, but I hope they pull something out of their asses and make something happen before this investors call, because I, for the life of me, cannot think of why they would know that they were going to sell shares at that price range to institutions, knowing that in a week or so later, they're going to have to face us. So, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just hoping there's something great that we don't know about. But, you know, if I'm just going to be real, guys, I mean, I've been hoping for a damn year that they was going to, you know, just drop us something great at any moment. So, yeah, I mean, so that's where we stand at the moment. I'm deeply disappointed in the leadership at Predictive Oncology. I mean, they told so many of us soon. Oh, we have deals on the table. Oh, big things are coming. Like, I mean, the list goes on. And man, we have not seen shit. So other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the show today. Market's about ready to kick up. I'm not trading today because I know I'm not mentally prepared to honestly think about other trades at the moment. This is such a major hit. And then also too, like listening to other people's bullshit, you know, people talking shit about me, to me, about the company, you know, people trying to honestly tear the company down. I mean, you know, that's screwed up, guys. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest. I mean, it's like I said, Todd, in the past, like I can give out 9 major winners, but that 10th one, it not go as planned, and everybody's like, "F you, you ain't shit."
Yep.
It's true, man.
What have you done for me? What have you done for me today?
Mm-hmm. Like, this is where I'm sitting at in my seat, and I know no one really gives a shit about what I'm about ready to say, but where I'm sitting at in my seat, man, it's a losing position. You know, damned if I do, damned if I don't. So it is what it is, I guess. But with that being said, that's all I have today. Todd, do you have anything else?
No. I mean, good conversation. Hopefully somebody got something value out of it, hearing us talk about our positions and talk about what's going on.
Real quick, Andrew Sparks said, "Can we sit in on the call?" That call is public. It's I saw someone share it. I think it's on their website. You just have to tune into it, so you can listen to it. It's a public call, guys. It's not a private call. Like, honestly, I don't even know how they're going to conduct it. I don't even know if I'm going to get invited to speak. I probably doubt it because they're probably going to be afraid.
Have you asked to speak?
No, I didn't have to ask in the past.
Okay.
I got invited.
All right.
We'll see. We will see. So, all right, guys. I appreciate some of y'all out there. A lot of y'all, hey, y'all can shit.
All right.
All right. So thank y'all for tuning in today. Remember, I try to, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying trade safe, trade smart, because I feel like we've been trading safe overall and predictive and get shit on. So just don't screw up in the market. Don't fuck up, guys. You'll be all right. We'll catch you later.